Yes.
How do you switch it?
Coming from a dumbass like you.
For real. God, I think we're getting erupted by aliens. I need a Ninja Turtles. Oh, guys, this is the chaotic revolution. With Orange Man, he wears his orange every day to prove he is literally the same guy since day one.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey, this is prom 2K16.
Yep.
What is up, guys? It is Vincent Garcia for reals.
Memories last forever. And it's what you do in those memories that creates a story. Everybody's got a story. Here's mine.
Madera South High School. One of the best years of my life, and where I created some awesome memories. Whether it was being a revolution with some chaotic friends, whether it was being a leader with some master mic skills, or whether it was an enchanted evening that was totally unforgettable. These memories will live forever, but with a great story like this, all starts with a beginning.
I think this all started when me and my family moved to Madera, obviously. My family and I couldn't afford to live in San Jose, California anymore. It was hard for my parents to pay bills. At times it was hard for my siblings and I to make friends at school. So it even came a point in time where I was like, Dad, I don't even want to stay here anymore. Like, don't get me wrong, I had a lot of friends in San Jose, but my family and I knew we needed to start over, start fresh. So we gave my grandparents a call, and we were like, can we stay with you guys for a bit? And they were like, alright. So we went to Madera. It's kind of crazy how, like, we all went from San Jose to a really small city known as Madera. Like, I remember asking my dad one day, like, what the heck's Madera? Going to a new town where we didn't know anything about it, and going to a new school where we didn't know anyone there, was pretty skeptical. It was almost like the beginning of something new. It was a new chapter in all of my family's lives, not just mine, but my dad's, my mother's, my little bro and sis. It was a new chapter and a new beginning for all of us. I was actually originally supposed to go to Madera High instead of Madera South, but I chose to go to Madera South because in my old high school I went to my freshman year, I saw all these names of people like from the past, from like the school I went to freshman year was like 30, 40 years old, and I wanted to be a part of the first legacy. So the people who went there in 1970, 1980, I was like, dang, they were the first ones here. Like, they're the veterans here. They're the legends, you could say. And I wanted to be a part of that. And Madera High has been there way longer than Madera South, so I decided I wanted to be a part of Madera South instead of Madera High. No disrespect or no hard feelings towards Madera High people. I just really wanted to start a legacy at Madera South. I walked into my first day and no one knew who I was, but everyone was so friendly. I met a lot of great people, so I thought to myself, I have a good feeling about this school. So when class was over, I had to get up and go to my next class. And when I got up, this guy came up to me, he put his hand out, and he was like, hi. I was like, what's up? And that person happened to be a really close friend of mine. His name was Isaiah Moore. Isaiah Moore became a really great friend of mine throughout my years at Madera South. In my next class, I walked in and just sitting there giving the teacher my schedule, telling her I'm in her class now, I'm the new guy. She's like, alright, take a seat. And then like some guy comes up to me and he was like, hey dude, how's it going? Being really nice to me, like he really welcomed me to the school. And that person happened to be Isaiah Tucker. Isaiah Tucker became a really great friend of mine throughout my years at Madera South. And legit, he was there for me from the start.
First time I met Vincent, it was my sophomore year. And I didn't know the guy, but I just walked up to him and was like, hey bro, how you doing? He was like, I'm doing pretty good. And then ever since then, we just became good friends.
So later that day, it was lunchtime. And Tucker, he was like, hey, you want to hang out during lunch? I was like, sure, bro. And he took me to the tree. He introduced me to a lot of his close friends. Eventually became a really close friends of mine. And like he introduced me to everyone. And he was like, hey, did I ever see your schedule? I was like, sure, bro. He was like, I have a feeling we're going to have to eat together. Like, it's my prediction. I was like, okay. I gave him my schedule. He was like, you do have to eat with me. I was like, oh my goodness. And instantly right there, I knew this guy was going to be a really great friend of mine throughout my years left at Madera South. And years left in high school. We had a lot of great times in PE together. We had a lot of great times in general. But there's this one day, it was still my first week at Madera South. I was on my way back to the locker room to change. And this guy comes up to me. He was like, hey, is your name Bob? And I was like, no. He was like, oh, you look like a Bob. I was like, and he just walked away. I'm like, what the heck?
Alright, well the way we met was he had PE with the same period I did, and when I looked at him I was just like, I haven't seen this guy before. So what I did was I went up to him and I was thinking in my head, this guy looks like a Bob. So I walked up to him and I asked him the question, hey dude, you look like a Bob. And he told me no. Is your name, I asked him, is your name Bob? He told me no. And then I was like, okay. And yeah, that's how I met him. PE.
That person actually happened to be Miguel Alvarez, aka Mikey Alvarez. We called him Mikey. So, yeah. Me and a good buddy of mine, we always act goofy around. We and him were really close. And we were just acting silly together. And you know what? This guy, we called each other brothers. And I'm glad to have him as my brother. And this guy happened to be Jonathan Verdejo.
I met Vincent through, I think, my third or fourth period class back when we were both sophomores. It was really awesome because we met, like, I swear to God, I think it was Miss Prince's class. We were talking about some stupid book and talking about a girl named, can't say her name, but she was like, no joke, hot. The other girl I was getting at, ooh, she was skinny, but ooh, lovable. But, right. Yeah, that's how we met. And from there, we started talking and talking.
Jonathan Verdejo, me and myself, we called each other partners in crime because we always told each other we're going to go in WWE and that's going to be our tag team name. We always, like, messed around with each other and that was just our name. And we just, like, messed around. It wasn't, like, a group thing. It wasn't, like, a thing where we were just trying to get famous. We were just two dudes messing around and calling each other partners in crime.
2013, we started off with partners in crime as soon as we got to find out a little more about each other. We had some of the same interests, we had some of the same taste in music, same taste in everything. It was a pretty good time.
So those dudes were there for me from the very start. We had a lot of great memories together, from hanging out in PE class, from hanging out at the tree, from hanging out at lunch and after school. We just had a lot of great memories together. And then one day, I'm at my house and I'm realizing to myself, dang, I only have 3 more years left of school whatsoever. And it's going to be at Madera South. Like, this is it. Like, I only have 3 more years left. Like, this is surreal. Growing up, I was always this goofy kid that always wanted to make people laugh. I always watched silly shows on cable television. And just like any other kid, I had a dream. I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be an inspiration to somebody. And with me only having 3 more years school left, I thought, hey, maybe this is the time I could do that. You always hear stories about people graduating middle school and going out to high school, and once they go to high school, they completely change who they are. And I always wanted to prove to people and tell people that I'm never changing who I was, because I've always been about never changing who I was. But I wanted people to look at me and be like, hey, you see that guy over there? He's never changing who he is. I was like, how can I do that? How can I get people's attention? And when they look at me, they already know I'm never changing who I am.
So I wanted to prove to everyone that I was legit the same guy since day one. And sooner or later, I found an idea to do just that.
So after a few weeks of living in Madera, me and my mother actually went back to school shopping. And then, I really didn't like a lot of clothes. I was like, about this one. I was like, nah, about that one. And then we came across a bright orange Kool-Aid shirt. I was like, I have to get this. And then, once I put it on, it felt so good wearing it. And I started to realize, man, it feels so good wearing this shirt. And, maybe I could wear this color every day to prove I'm never changing who I am. I could wear this color every day to prove I'm literally the same guy since day one. The reason why I like the color orange so much was because growing up, I really enjoyed the show called Kenan and Kel. And the Kel character was always so goofy and energetic, and I basically looked up to him. He was my role model growing up. And I wanted to wear orange every day to, one, to honor him, because he's where I got my personality from, but mostly to prove to everyone at my school that I am never ever changing who I am. I am literally the same guy since day one.
It's a statement that I made and kept my very word on, and it's a statement I make up to this day.
But around that time, the Kool-Aid shirt was the only orange shirt I had around that time, so I only had to wear that shirt once a week. But people always ask me, where's your Kool-Aid shirt? Oh, I'll wear it tomorrow, you guys, or I'll wear it next week. But, it was coming. The Orange Man was coming. So, I still had to, figure out how to wear that color every day if that's my only orange shirt. So, later on, I went to Black Friday with my Aunt Dolores, and she actually bought me an orange jacket. And I wore that jacket every single day. I'm not even kidding. I wore that jacket every single day. I started to go around school hey, you know that orange guy? Hey, you know that orange man? Why does he wear that color every day? And then, I was starting to go around to school. And I was legit showing my true colors to everyone. And my unique personality and my goofiness. I made a lot more friends. And I became closer with a lot of people.
Vincent entered my class about 2 years ago as a sophomore. He came in during the school year and joined our world history class.
How did you meet Vincent?
Well, I met Vincent because we were having PE and it was my sophomore year. And this one just awkward kid just standing there, and then, I don't know, after a while knowing him, we talked a little bit here and there.
How did I meet Vincent? It was sophomore year. We, yeah, that's the first, because he barely moved in sophomore year. It was in Mr. Giersch's class. And he always wore orange. I was like, what is this kid? Could this kid afford another shirt? Because I'll buy him another shirt, you know? I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna tell him, hey Vincent, why do you always wear orange, dude? He was always telling me, don't worry about it.
It kind of took me a while to explain to my friends why I wanted to wear the color every day, because I was afraid people were going to judge me and make fun of me. But eventually I did tell my friends. I explained to them why to wear the color every day and the meaning to it, and they thought it was such a great idea. It was so unique, and they thought it was really cool of me, and I was so committed to it, and the people really loved it, especially my friends and teachers. They really loved the idea of me wearing orange every day just to prove a statement.
Until I got closer to him, he told me what it meant, and I understood. I don't know, that's how I met him, by his shirt, right? Because I was wearing it. That's how I met him.
As PE went by more, I started talking to him, and then he he bought an orange sweater, and then from there, I don't know, he just started buying more orange. We got closer when we went bowling for PE, and it was fun. That was fun. And then after that, he just started hanging out with our group more, and yeah, then we got closer and we started talking, and then I heard his foggy stuff like that, and yeah, and then he became the Orange Man.
I met Vincent in second period of Mr. Starr's class.
I met Vincent when it was the first day that he came over, and it was in one of our classes, and he was really weird. And I knew him by the annoying guy and the orange guy.
Oh, me and Vincent met in PE during high school. You know, when I met Vincent, I didn't know what to think about him. He was just kind of like this tall, lanky character with curly hair. Found out his favorite color was orange. And I was like, this is sure. He sure is a character, huh?
When we're walking upstairs to class, and it was me and my boyfriend, and Mikey was talking to him, and I told Mikey, whispered to him, like, he's really tall. And then just later on, we just kept talking, and we became best friends.
Well, Vincent. I kind of met him through my friends. I thought he was a little, a guy that I couldn't actually talk to, but he was a really nice guy. And I can't say he's a good friend of mine.
I met him walking across campus near Tarps. He was being a dumb person and came up to me and randomly talked to me like the weirdo that he is.
Well, I met you through Michelle and Julie.
I met Vincent in English class. We're also mentors. One of the funniest, orangest kids ever.
Shoot. Okay, I just met him at a rally, and then he just came up to me and just said, like, what a great job the rally was, and then from there we just clicked.
It was so crazy. Like, I was getting along with a lot more people. I was legit showing my true colors to everyone. And, like, I had a friend everywhere I went. Like, I cannot go anywhere without someone saying Vincent or Orange Man. And, like, everywhere I look, I see a friend there. I see a friend there. There was a squad over here I hanged out with. Sometimes I hanged out with another squad and another squad. And, like, I felt like a big old family. Because it wasn't just separate squads. Like, there's some times where, like, we all come together and, like, all hang out with each other after school, before school, during lunch. And it was like, I got in close with a lot of people, and up to this day, I'm proud to call each and every one of them my friends. With all of us hanging out, all of us chilling, next thing I knew, I had a click. Yo, what's up, guys? Basically, right here is my room, and like, let me tell you guys a couple stuff about my room. Right here this is where the Orange Man sleeps. This is where the Orange Man sleeps, where he needs to get his rest. Right here is this little small TV where he has on the WWE Network because he is a huge WWE fan. It hopes to one day be inside the WWE. That's when I went on a men's retreat along with my church, and if you look over here, here's a group picture we took at the men's retreat. One of the Orange Man's favorite movies, it has to be Heaven is for Real. And that was such an inspirational movie for the Orange Man. He actually printed out a poster of the portrait of Jesus Christ himself. Right here he has his video games, where he has PlayStation, Nintendo, and he doesn't have an Xbox yet. Maybe one day, but not today. Right here is his desk and his computer where he goes on YouTube. And it's where he sits. This is where the Orange Man sits and writes his YouTube videos. And right here, this is where he sits and goes on his iPod and edits his YouTube videos. Growing up around 9 years old, and my little bro was 2, we really loved sports entertainment. We really loved to watch professional wrestling. We were wrestling addicts. We went to shows. We bought t-shirts, we had championship titles, we had video games. We loved professional wrestling. So when I came to high school, my freshman year in San Jose, I was always ditching wrestling practice. I did not want to go. And up to this day, like, I feel really bad not telling the coaches anything, not telling my team anything. Like, that was very childish to me. And then when I came here in Madera South, I tried doing wrestling again, but I was still doing the same stuff. I was ditching practice, but I was letting my coaches know or my team know. But the reason for that, in freshman year, I just wanted to go home and sleep and just watch TV. But sophomore year, I really wanted to hang out with my friends because I was really close with my friends.
One of the favorite parts of the Orange Man's room has to be right here, his binders. He kept every binder from sophomore year to senior year throughout all of his years at Madera South. Right here is sophomore year. Here's a little thing my friend Sandy did, and there's pictures of me and my friends from the Gold Light Dance of that year. And on the back, here's a little thing my good friend Danyell did. It says Be Strong and her little signature.
I was like, alright, I'll just do wrestling after high school. And when I wasn't going to wrestling practice after school, I was hanging out with my friends after school. The bus didn't get there until 4 o'clock. School gets out at 3 o'clock. So we decided, you know what? Let's just make a video. So we started to make a video when we were just chilling after school. And all of a sudden, my friend Danielle was recording. Me and my friend Fabian were looking at the camera, and she posted on Instagram. And then the next day, we posted another video. Next week, we posted another video. And then we just started to make videos together.
Hello?
Yes. How do you switch it?
Coming from a dumbass like you.
For real!
The first video he ever made, I didn't really think it was going to be our first video because we were just doing stupid I guess being in the first appearance in his videos kind of makes me happy. So I'm kind of glad it was the first video.
So every time we would hang out with each other after school, we had all this time to ourselves because we had like an hour to hang out with each other. So Danielle was like, hey you guys, let's make a video. So she will always record us doing funny stuff. One day we had a rap battle. One day we had me jumping in trash cans. Like, it was a new video every single day. Like, we weren't trying to become famous. We were just acting silly, recording it, and putting it on social media. And the fact that a lot of our friends found them funny, the fact that it went around school, like, it was surreal. Like, we felt like we were famous. Like, it was crazy.
Waiting an entire hour just for our bus to get here, me and my friends just decided to make videos of each other. Videos that were just about ourselves. Videos that were goofy, videos that were a little funny in a way, but in the end, we all had a great time with each other.
You had one video of me telling my friend Arriq to give me a beat, and I started rapping about orange soda. And there's another time I'm climbing on a tree, and there's another time I'm hopping in a trash can. Like, these were just stupid videos, and we were really grateful our friends and the people found them funny.
My favorite memories. So as me and Vincent became friends, me and Vincent, we used to do a lot of freestyle raps. We used to play football together, dance battles, just a bunch of crazy stuff.
I guess being the first video you ever made, or he ever made, it's kind of funny, and then pulling off the prank.
One of my favorite memories is also one of the most embarrassing moments my time at Madera South, and
the April Fool's joke.
Alright, so let me just try to get this quick and fast and easy. Around the time he had a crush on some girl, or allegedly some girl had he was crushing on somebody, and what I did was I managed to get a harassment contract on him, and I asked the security guard to go give it to him.
So we got this form filled out saying that Vincent was in serious trouble.
And I framed the counselor's name onto it, asked the security to go give him. He delivered, and he was panicking.
And we even got one of the security guards at our school to help in the April Fool's prank. So me, Mikey, Tucker, and a few other of our friends, we ran over to Vincent like we were all frantic. We were like, Vincent, look at this. And we handed him the paper, and he was like, wait, what is this? So we were like, bro, they want you in the security office. I think you're in some real deep trouble.
And what had happened was the security was pulling him all the way to the guidance counselor's room.
But then the security guard came out and looked for him, and he rode over on his bike, and he was like, I need you at the office. So Vincent, that's when he started getting scared.
So I got it because he was asking me if it was a real deal. So as soon as I got it, I looked him in the eyes and I tore it in half, said it was April Fool's, and then he started like tripping out. It was pretty funny. I thought of it like right off the bat.
Finally, when we got to the security's office, Vincent tried talking to the security guard because he had absolutely no idea what was going on. And that's when we came out with the cameras and we yelled April Fools, and that'd be like the ultimate prank.
Harassment contract.
What did you just say?
Great.
We're not playing, dude.
We're not playing, dude, to do this kind of stuff. I don't even talk to Ariana.
April Fool's.
I got so serious that day. He was so into it.
I'm gonna get them back one day. All of them. I'm gonna get Mikey back, Fabian back, Johnny back. I'm gonna get them all back. I'm gonna get Arriq back. I'm gonna get them all back. Because that was embarrassing. That was hilarious, I have to admit that. But maybe one day in the future, on a YouTube video, I'll pull a prank on them or something. But I will get my revenge one day. After that, of course, we continued to make videos together because it was so fun making videos together. Eventually, we all did dodgeball together. We all signed up for the dodgeball tournament. And we did not know what to name ourselves, so we thought, hey, we're so crazy. We're so what? And then Arriq was like, the Kyaotics. Let's call ourselves the Kyaotics. And Mikey was like, yeah, let's call ourselves the Kyaotics. I was like, I'm down. Yeah, let's call ourselves the Kyaotics. And all of us, we went out there, did our very best, and unfortunately, we lost in the first round. But that was a memorable, fun game and a fun moment, a fun day for all of us, really. I always acted goofy with my friends. I was so funny and energetic with my friends, and they really enjoyed their time with me, and I can honestly say I really enjoyed my time with them too. There wasn't a moment of time when we weren't making videos together. We got so many more people involved. We incorporated a lot more people into our videos. Like, all of us were really close. But when then summer school came, we were all split up. Like, I was over here in PE, and Danyell was somewhere else, and Mikey was somewhere else, Tucker was somewhere else. Like, we're all split up into different classes. And that was our chance to really get to know other people outside of our group. Summer school took place the Tuesday after the last day of school. So, it was like a 3-day vacation. We didn't, it felt like we didn't even leave. So, when we went into summer school, it was like, it's only 4 weeks, it's only for a couple hours, we could do this. And when I went to summer school, I met a lot of new friends and a lot of new people.
I met Vincent in summer school. The first year I went to summer school. It's kind of easy to notice him because he was just this tall, wild-haired guy wearing a bright orange shirt. And I don't know, I didn't really talk to anybody in summer school because I didn't know anyone. But when we went bowling for a few days, he walked with me, him and our friend Ricardo, and just pretty chill. He was loud, really loud, but I thought that was funny. He was very excited about it.
The first time I met Vincent was during summer school PE, which is really fun because we got to do a lot of stuff and went bowling and swimming, which is cool.
Favorite memories, I'd say summer school. Yeah, so summer school. There's a piece of crap behind me. We could record that right there. And what else?
For me being so outgoing and everything, I met a lot of great friends, a lot of great people. I got close with my friends, Ricardo, Malik, Jasmine, Lupita. And it's those couple of hours of school during the summer were really worthwhile. But a couple weeks before summer school, me and a couple friends signed up for this organization at our school, and that organization happened to be a Link Crew. And Link Crew was basically a club at our school that helps out with freshman orientation. We give tours to the freshmen. And basically, we were the leaders and I guess big brother, big sister to the freshmen. We were just helping them out and welcoming them to the school. And me and my friends, like, we signed up for it because we thought it was really cool and a really cool club to be a part of. And if you're wondering, yes, one of the reasons why I joined Link Crew is because the Link Crew leaders wear the color orange. It was a really cool being a role model to the freshmen and helping them out. We just really wanted to be there for them because these 4 years of high school are the most chaotic years of your life, and we just wanted to wish them the best. Right here is junior year. It was my Link Crew thing, little club I was in. My little bro, me and my friend Mitzi at the Gold Light Dance that year, and me and leadership at the Battle of the Sexes rally. And if you guys are wondering, the girls actually won. And right here is an orange star with my name on it. Now, junior year was about to come our way. And junior year, you're almost a senior. And in junior year, I've gotten even more closer with a lot of friends of mine.
What's your favorite memory with Vincent?
Probably when we were by the tree over there.
It's funny, it's weird. Like every single day that we comes over, he's always making random jokes and being annoying. And not the bad annoying, but you know, the annoying that you can remember.
Okay, I met him, like I was like, can I touch your hair? And then I just talked to him, and then out of nowhere, he just like came and sat by me, and he didn't leave.
Ooh, I have plenty. Like, there was one time we were on that side of campus, and he threw a cupcake at one of our friends' face. Another time he made me run into a pole. I have way too many dumb memories of Vincent.
That's funny.
My favorite memories was, bowling. I farted in front of him one time, and I never fart in front of people. And it came out, and I walked away almost to a different street because I was so embarrassed, and he was going after me going, Lindsay, it's okay, and I'm like, no, it's disgusting. Yeah.
Honestly, just every day hanging out with him because he just really stands out.
I think when we go to McDonald's, because then he'll always buy me food.
Oh, I've heard memories of them. I have one. We went to the movies. We went to watch, what was that movie called? It was a Conjuring? I'm not so sure. It was like, I don't know, I forgot what movie it was. It was a scary movie though. It was creepy. He didn't get scared. I thought he was gonna get scared. And we went out with my friends, talked about life. That's basically my favorite memory of them.
Definitely the last day of first semester, we were taking a group picture with Stephanie and Julie and all of them. And it was just really funny trying to fit everyone together into like the picture because there was so many of us. So everyone was just throwing out ideas of how, and I think that's the funniest memory we have together.
I think Vincent's just amazing enthusiasm for life and for being a part of the school. I always like the fact that he wants to be a wrestler, a WWF wrestler, and I just think that's a great dream he has. He's just very intelligent and engaging with the lessons we do, and just a lot of fun, and enjoy his personality.
Do you wear orange, let your kids wear green, let your other kid wear yellow, let them have their own colors too.
In all honesty, I considered my friends as my family, and we were just all close, and we were all just chaotic. Which brings me to the next thing. After school, junior year and sophomore year, the bus didn't pick us up until 4 o'clock, so we made videos around the school. Now with junior year, they picked us up a little earlier, so they picked us up, and instead of going home, we wanted a spot to chill. So we chilled at McDonald's, which is right around the corner from our house. So we chilled there and continued to make more videos together. And we just continued to make videos. We're like, hey, let's put them on YouTube instead of Instagram this time. And so we did. Actually, sometimes we would actually get kicked out of McDonald's for being too loud and being too chaotic, you could say.
But honestly, my favorite memory had to be when we formed the Chaotic Revolution and joined the dodgeball tournament. That had to be my utmost favorite memory?
I think it all started at the volleyball game. I was cheering on for I think. I don't really remember.
Are you sure it wasn't dodgeball?
Yeah, dodgeball.
With our videos getting more popular and more around the school, we needed a name for our YouTube channel. So we decided to come up with a name. We were all thinking one day, and we were thinking about the name we got for the dodgeball tournament. The name Mikey and Arriq gave us, which was the Kyaotics. But I personally wanted to call us the Revolution, because all of us going crazy and doing whatever we wanted and putting it on social media, like, it was, to me personally, it was like a revolution. We were just doing whatever we wanted. So we were like, alright, Kyaotics, Revolution. Kyaotic Revolution. So we put both of those names together, thus forming the Kyaotic Revolution.
With the videos continuing when we went back to school, we decided to go bigger. We decided to put the videos on YouTube and name the group. We named it the Kyaotic Revolution.
The Kyaotic Revolution started, well, Vincent started it first, right? And then he gathered everyone up. He gathered all his friends, all his closest friends. And he just started making videos with them. And we just thought of it as the Kyaotic Revolution because we are so chaotic.
Wow. Kyaotic Revolution. I haven't heard that in a long time. I haven't heard that in a long time. I know that Kyaotic Revolution was a big family to us. Some have left, some have gone. Some things you can't be avoided, but Kyaotic Revolution is one of the biggest families we could ever make. It's a bunch of love in there. We're not just friends, we're brothers and sisters that come together to change everything we can. It's Kyaotic Revolution's something I could be part of and I'd love to be.
The Kyaotic Revolution, it's basically like a family. It's just, as we all met, we all kind of bonded with each other. We all kind of made a connection. It's just, we were there for others, they were there for us. We did everything together, basically. Like, all our wacky adventures, it basically was based inside the circle of Kyaotic Revolution.
The reason why it was spelled differently, the Kyaotic Revolution name, the word chaotic was spelled differently than the actual word chaotic. It was spelled differently because that was like a little way of us saying, hey, this is our channel, we're going to do whatever we want. We're going to do whatever we want to do. So if we want to spell chaotic in a different way, then we're going to spell it a different way. This is our channel, we're going to do what we want to do. We made videos of us acting goofy, we made videos of us rapping, you had Tucker beatboxing, you had Mikey dancing. We brought different elements to the table. Like, the next video was always something new, and we just wanted to make people laugh.
At first, I was like, what the hell is this kid doing? He's supposed to know his retarded life on the internet. But now it's like, it's what he wants to do. He can go do whatever he wants, and if it makes him happy, well, then I'm happy for him. And his Kyaotic Revolution group, they're a bunch of something else.
Even though the group only had 5 main members, everybody involved in each video had a big part. Even in TV shows where you just see an episode with a character and that character is only in that one episode throughout the entire series, he still had a big part in that series. Same thing with the Kyaotic Revolution. When we had a friend in our video and he was only in one video, he or she had a huge part in our channel and in our videos.
You see this ring? You see this finger? I can't take it off now. That's how close it was. With everyone from Vincent, with Tucker, me with Arriq, and Danyell. We had Fabian, but he was gone.
Later on, towards the end of first semester of junior year, we unfortunately stopped making videos together because none of us really had time for it anymore. We kind of just split up. You had Arriq move away to a different city. You had Fabian and Mikey go to a different school. You had Danyell busy. You had me busy. You had Tucker busy. So all of us just really split up and we didn't really make videos anymore. It was never like a fight that broke out. We just like, all of a sudden we just stopped.
Even though the Kyaotic Revolution didn't last very long how we thought it would, all of us in the group consider it one of the best times of our lives. For all the trash can adventures, for all the rap battles, for all the ninja attacks, or being simply chaotic, the chaotic revolution was one of the funnest times of our lives.
I can honestly say if it wasn't for my chaotic friends in this revolution, I would not have the passion I have for making videos, and I am forever grateful to have my chaotic revolution as one of the highlights of my Madera South journey. The whole revolution was a big old family, and I can honestly say it was one of the highlights of my Madera South journey, and I love those guys so much. They're like my second family. It was, for all of us, one of the funniest times we had at Madera South, and those memories, those videos will never be forgotten. They will always live in each and every one of our hearts.
And that concludes our chaotic revolution. You guys stay tuned.
So now with the chaotic revolution being split up and everything, I needed something to keep me busy. So I'm going through Instagram one day, and I see this post from the Madera South Instagram, and it said they were looking for people who wanted to be in the leadership program. And I looked at it, I was like, I want to do it. Like, I want to do this. Like, this could be my big break. Like, big break being like, people will know who I am, I'll be famous around the school. And I always went to rallies, and I saw the leadership people there, and it's always been my dream to be an entertainer. And like, if I join leadership, I could do just that. So I got an application, I turned it in, I went in for an interview with the ASB officers and Julie Larrabee, which was the activities director. And I was nervous at first, but as soon as I got into the zone, I knew I was going to make it.
Vincent, I believe, was interested, and he got an application, and he was a little bit hesitant, but he applied mid-semester, and he was interviewed by myself and a panel of our officers, and because of his personality and his ideas and his dedication, he was accepted into leadership.
I remember going in for my interview for leadership, and I was nervous. I was pretty nervous. And I went in, I got an interview with the ASB officers around the time and the activities director, Julie Larrabee, and I just got out of my comfort zone. They wanted you to get out of your comfort zone. One of the questions were, can you take off your shoes? And I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, like, all right. And I took off my shoes, and they asked me a question here and there, but I got into the zone. But a question they did ask me, a question I'll never forget, I remember they asked me, can you give us your best Madera South chant? I was like, oh, all right, I gotta think of one. I turned around, and they were like, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. I turned around, I screamed, bruh, hecka loud, and they gave me, like, they're like, that was awesome, man. That was awesome. We'll let you know you get into leadership. And then I waited a couple days. I got interviewed on a Friday, I believe. And so when the following Monday came, I was hoping they were going to tell me something if I made it or not. And they didn't tell me anything on Monday. They didn't tell me anything on Tuesday. So I'm like nervous, like, right, what if I didn't make it? So I went to B3, which was the leadership room. I asked Julie Larrabee, I was like, you know who I am? And she was like, yeah, I know who you are. And she was like, and I was like, great. When am I going to find out? Like, I don't mean to be pushing anything. It's like, when am I going to find out if I'm in leadership or not? She's like, oh, you'll find out either tomorrow or Friday. And I was like, all right, for sure. So I'm in my 4th period class. I was in yearbook around the time. And I'm just in and there sitting. I see these 2 girls come into the classroom. And I know they're in leadership. And they had my teacher a little white box. And I'm like, that's for me. I know it is. That's for me. And then I opened the box. A whole bunch of stars came out. And it said, congratulations, you're now a part of leadership. I was like, yeah, I'm in leadership, baby.
It was finally going to happen. I turned in a leadership application, and I got in. One of my lifelong dreams was finally going to become a reality.
Into my first day into the leadership room. Into my first day as a leadership student into the leadership room. I walked in, I see all these guys and girls known around the school. I looked around, I started to get nervous. I was like, this is it. I made it. I'm one of the top people now of the school. I'm now one of the leaders of the school. This is awesome. This is so awesome. Huge blessing.
When I found out he got into leadership, I mean, I wasn't really surprised. He got dedication and spirit, so I wasn't really surprised. I knew he was going to get it.
Another leadership memory that I really enjoyed, which was when Larry B told us we had to make a star, and she was going to hang it up in a class with all of our stars. We had to write our name on the front and a goal on the back. The first year, my goal was forgive and forget, and the second year was to achieve the MC award. But everyone, she wanted the stars to be purple because that was our school color. And then I was like, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. And then like, I went right back. I grabbed orange paper and then like, instead of making a purple star, I made an orange star. And a lot of leadership people, they're like, really, Vincent? They really got a kick out of it. And I explained to them eventually like, why did I wear orange every day? And they really respected and honored the fact why I wear this color every day. Leadership, you have to plan out events. You were putting committees and missions. You were planning out events for the school. Like one committee was in charge of this, another committee was in charge of that. And missions, you had to like honor our athletes in sports. And one of the missions was personally my favorite, which was lunchtime games we had by the tarps at our school. And basically like leadership, you have to bring new ideas to the table. You have to plan out events for the school. It was a lot of hard work, I can tell you that. There was this one day in leadership where I saw a sign-up sheet, and like Miss Julie Larrabee was like, okay, I'm gonna pass this sign-up sheet around. You guys could sign up if you guys want to host, DJ, set up for the game or whatever. And we were gonna have a game at lunch, and those were the sign-ups. And towards the end of class, I go up to that clipboard and legit, it was like, ah, because no one signed up to be hosts. And I just like, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to be in leadership, to pursue my dream to be an entertainer. So I was like, I'm doing it. So I went out there, like, of course I didn't want to go out there alone because that was my first time. So I grabbed my friend Josh, and I was like, hey dude, you want to host with me? And he was like, yeah, sure.
What was your reaction to hearing him for the first time on the mic?
Holy cow, this guy's good. He's a natural, he's confident, and he just was in his element.
Being behind that mic with Josh was a lot of fun. Leadership actually gave us the nickname OJ, Orange and J-Dog. It was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun working with the guy. Me and him were, of course, good friends, but he was a senior when I was a junior. So when he graduated, like, I was hosting things by myself, sort of. And, like, I always wanted to host, and there was another individual who wanted to host with me, and her name was Danyell Aguilar. Danyell Aguilar was a really great friend of mine, and she always hosted with me.
I met Vincent when we entered leadership together. And I don't know, I guess we just clicked because we were both so outgoing. Lower your music! We were both so outgoing. I don't know. Magic.
At first I was kind of skeptical teaming with Daniela to host anything whatsoever. But then like I heard her on the mic and I was like, she's pretty good. She knows her stuff.
Oh my god. If I got stuck, he got my back. If he got stuck, I got his back. It was like friendship, teamwork together. Yeah, it was nice.
We worked very well together, and as soon as you know it, we hosted like almost every single lunchtime game we had at the charts every week. The first time I believe I ever hosted was at the Battle of the Sexes rally, and I was really nervous. They asked me to host by myself, and I was like, can I have a partner? Is it cool? And they gave me a partner, and her name was Brittany, and we went out there and we rocked the house. And oh my gosh, it was so great, and it was such a good feeling, like hosting at a rally. Like I just remember going to rallies as a student, and now I'm there as a leadership student performing, and it was just crazy, and once again, a dream come true. Being in leadership as a host was legit a dream come true. Like, I kept telling them that, like, guys, this is such a dream come true being behind this mic, and, like, I got to host a lot of things. I got to host dodgeball tournaments, I got to host rallies, I got to host games behind the tarps. It was just a lot of fun, and I am so thankful leadership gave me opportunity to host, and every time they gave me an opportunity, I rocked it.
Being behind that mic and in front of that crowd
was an absolute blessing. It was a long-awaited dream, and it was simply priceless.
A highlight for me as a leadership student was a time where they asked me to be a mascot for that lunchtime. And during that lunch, it was a grub down, which basically where all the clubs, they sell whatever food items they want. Like, I have one club selling Gatorade, another club selling hot dogs, another club selling nachos, like, you know. And they asked me to be the mascot, so I went around giving people hugs and everything. And a lot of people knew it was me, because after I said goodbye to them, I turned around and walked away, and an orange shirt was sticking out in the back. People were like, hey, that's Vincent. Like, I know that was Vincent. And I had a lot of and I had a lot of fun being the school mascot for that day. And also, I got to chill with B95, and I thought that was really cool. There was just one morning where we all woke up like at 4 o'clock for a news broadcast of our school. And the news broadcast was coming to our school because we were going to face another school, Kerman High, and they wanted to have a morning rally. I think it was called Friday Morning Mashup, I think. Something like that. And then, like, all of us were getting crazy and everything. And I was actually on the news. I was actually on TV. My family was watching at home. And I thought that was really cool. And that was a lot of fun to be a part of. After a few months went by in my leadership time, I was still in leadership, obviously. And there was an event coming up called Stallions Take on the Challenge. I did not know much about the event itself, but it was an emotional event. A lot of people say it was, quote, the most memorable day of high school. And as a leadership student, I was one of the Stallions Take on a Challenge leaders, as well as with the other leadership students. But basically, Challenge Day was a day where you meet new people and you play games with them. Basically, you meet new people. You start out with a blindfolded interview. They blindfold you and they switch you up with different people so you don't know who you're interviewing with. And then, like, a blindfold interview, like, you ask questions to that person, and you take out the blindfold, like, oh my gosh, like, I'm interviewing you. And after that, we play this big circle game. You meet new people, you ask them questions, get to know each other. And we play a couple more games after that. But then after that, we go into small groups with our Stallions Take on the Challenge leader, which I was one of them. And then we play a few more games, this and that. And then we have lunch. And then after lunch, we play this game called Cross the Line. But before Cross the Line, we have a guest speaker. And that kind of like almost kills the tone. It's like an emotional speech. And then we play this game called Cross the Line. And basically, we all stand on two ends of the gym. And there's a line in the middle of the gym. And they're going to ask the question. And if you've done it, you have to cross the line. And it goes to show you that you're not alone in this. You're not alone in this world. Like, this question started out like calm. They started out with easy questions like cross the line if you're in a sport, cross the line if you like sports, cross the line if you're in a club, cross the line if you have a brother or sister. Like, simple questions like that. And then it goes into deep questions like if you ever felt alone at school, if you ever put down by a family member. And a lot of people cross the line and they look and they be like, dang, like, I'm not alone. Like, the other person's feeling the same way too. Like, they're always, like, they're going through the same struggle I am. So it goes to show you, that event goes to show you not alone in this world. There's people out there just like you and me. That's like one of the reasons called one of the most memorable day of a Madera South student. And also, one of the things I like about that event, that towards the end of the event, we write letters to each other. But before we write the letter to ourselves, we write a letter to ourselves and we get it back 3 months later. But before we write the letter, the Stallions Take on the Challenge leader says, alright guys, I want you to put your hand over your heart. And they say, do you hear that? Obviously that's your heartbeat. He'd be like, no, that's purpose. Everyone in this room has purpose. And don't ever think like you're not meant to be here. We're all living for a purpose, and we all have a purpose for living. The first year I went to Stallions Take on a Challenge, I was co-leaders with a good buddy of mine. His name is Seth, and Seth was a tremendous partner. I can ask for a better partner. And he was a senior and I was a junior, So the second year I did Stallions Take on a Challenge, I was once again a leader because I was still in leadership, and I was partners with a good friend of mine. I was partners with Danyell, and me and Danyell, we got really well. We worked really well together, and just like us hosting together, we worked really well together when it came to Stallions Take on a Challenge. Towards the end of the event, it was open mic time. I did Stallions Take on a Challenge 2 years. The first year, I was the first one to go, and I just made a complete fool out of myself. I didn't know what to say. I was like, so yeah, proud to my friend making a speech. Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to get the mic back to Larry. I made a complete fool out of myself, and I felt really bad. I told myself, okay, next year, I'm going back, and I'm going to go out with a bang. I'm not going to mess around this time. I'm going to be serious. I'm going to open up to the people. And I did that. I did just that. I got on that microphone, and I was the first one again, my second year, and I opened up of why I moved to Madera, why I wear this color every day. I opened up to the people about my life, and I told them a lot of stuff about me, and I remember I wasn't even halfway done, and then like people were clapping for me. It was so surreal. Like, people were clapping for me. They just kept going and going like I wasn't even done. And then I just continued to preach. And like I continued to open it up to people. And I told everyone, if you're going to listen to one thing today, listen to this. Always remember to be positive, be happy, and never doubt it. And I just wanted to thank the people because it's been an incredible journey at Madera South. Those past couple of months, I was putting Orange Man Rising on my Instagram, and then on Challenge Day, when I had my moment, under that picture, I posted of me saying the speech. I put hashtag Orange Man has rise because it really did feel like that. Stallions Take on a Challenge is, and probably one of the most memorable days I had at Madera South. When I was behind that mic, opening up to everyone, telling them my story, I gained a lot of people's respect. And it was a good day for the Orange Man, I'll tell you that.
Man, that speech, it kind of blew me away. That speech was really good. I liked it a lot. I loved it, actually, to be honest. Kind of wish I kind of stuck around a little more to actually say a speech of mine to tell the new kids what's going to happen, but, you know, it didn't happen, but Vincent's speech kind of blew some people away. There were some speeches there that really blew everyone away, but I kind of felt where Vincent was coming from. I also felt where the other people were coming from, but me and Vincent go way back, so I kind of understood him a little bit more. But the speech was really good. I loved it.
With all my successes, with all my accomplishments in leadership, I still had a lot of haters. I still had a lot of people putting me down. I had a lot of people turning on me. A lot of people just didn't like me for whatever reason. But at the same time, I had a lot of supporters. And I always proved to them, and I proved to everyone else, I proved them wrong each and every time. I've always heard people telling me, you can't do this, you can't do that, and I wind up doing it. I've always proved people wrong, time and time again. That's why I always say never doubt it, because you never know what to expect. And every time you doubt something, maybe it might happen. That's why I always say never doubt it, because you just never know. Towards the end of my junior year, I got confirmation that I was going to be in leadership for my senior year. And I was like, sweet, I'm going to be in leadership for my senior year. And I wanted to go big. I wanted to make a change in that leadership room. So I thought, what better way to do it than run for ASB president?
My favorite memory was probably going against Vincent during the ASB elections because he was really tough competition. He did really good in his interviews. And I know he has some popular friends and some popular votes, which was really tough competition. It was a cool experience.
It was literally the week where I got no sleep whatsoever. Like, it was such a crazy, busy week. And the person I was up against, he was a really great candidate. And I had so much fun. going up against him in the election, and it was a pretty tough competition going against Brandon Valdez, and it was a pretty chaotic week, I'll tell you that. I stood up late at night making flyers, making posters. I was going around social media asking friends to vote for me. I was giving it my all in that ASB election, and I told Brandon Valdez from the very start, I want to do this because I want to make a change in the school, and personally, a lot of people are looking at me as a joke, and I want people to stop looking at me as a joke. I want to be the leader of the leadership. I want to be the leader of the school. I want to be ASB president so people can stop looking at me as a joke. And also, I want to make a change. And I told him from the very start, may the best man win.
I was very proud of Vincent when he ran for student body president. His presentation was very professional. He had lots of ideas. He expressed some of his goals if he were to be elected, and he did really great. And I remember that it was a very close race, but all in all, I was just very proud of him for taking that chance and doing that for the school.
All right, so when I found out he was running for president, I was really shocked, because I didn't expect no one to run against Brandon. But good on him, it shows that he has like character and balls.
We had to get interviewed in front of the activities director, Julie Larrabee, and 2 other teachers. And like I'm out there outside the leadership room, and I'm nervous and everything. And I see the safety officer come up to me, and I was like, I'm asking for a couple words of advice because I'm nervous. And I was like, hey, I'm about to go in for an interview for presidency. I was like, I'm just really nervous right now. Like, I really want to win. He was like, all right, come here. I was like, all right. He grabbed me, and he prayed for me.
Hey, I met Vincent when I was at South High School. I was a safety officer, and he was out in the foyer there, and I seen him going. He looked like he needed someone to talk to him because he was going to go for an interview. So I went to go talk to Vince, and he said he was applying for a position as a president of a club. So I said, hey, he looked like he needed some prayer. So I said, hey, Vince, can I say a little prayer for you and give you some confidence? And he said yes.
Around that time, my relationship with God was not that good. And me running for ASB president and me being out there was all in God's plan. I know for a fact if it wasn't for me running for ASB president, my relationship with God would not have been better.
And then we became really good friends and we started coming to youth group, Harvest Community Church. And he's also been helping out with the sound system and PowerPoint in our church.
How did I feel after winning the election? Of course I felt like great. It's always been like a dream of mine to be ASB president of the school. It was a really cool feeling, and I know Vincent was a little disappointed, but he did wish me the best and he was the better person, and he said from the beginning, may the best man win, and I appreciated that.
Unfortunately, I lost the ASB election to Brandon Valdez, but he was a better man. And I gotta say, I was very, very proud of Brandon for winning the ASB election. Even though I didn't win, I was completely proud of him. Brandon Valdez, I really do like this guy. I really am proud of him and of all his accomplishments. Me and him have become great friends throughout the senior year. And he even made a painting to me, which I thought that was really cool of him. ASB election week was one of the biggest blessings of my life. It was the most chaotic week of my time in Madera South, and I just know for a fact it was all in God's plan. And I'm really proud of Brandon Valdez for winning. Hopefully we meet each other in the future. I really miss making videos with my friends. So going into senior year, and like, I didn't have summer school going into senior year. I had all this free time, so I decided to go back to YouTube for a bit. I didn't know what to do or what videos to do. I didn't have that much ideas in my head, so I had the idea to display myself as 4 different characters. I display myself as myself, Orange Man, Super Orange, Superman parody, Vinny Angelo, Mikey Angelo parody, and Super Orange as a Super Mario parody. I mean, they were just goofy videos, but I was just messing around and being myself. I don't know, you guys. I just feel like I'm just talking to myself. Yeah, I know how you feel, bro. So I was thinking of a name because it was no longer going to be Chaotic Revolution. I wanted, like, the Chaotic Revolution, we all split up, so it was just my channel now. So I thought of, like, what could be my name? I wanted to be Vincent Garcia because obviously that's my name. But like, like it needs more than that. And my catchphrase always been for reals. And you always hear celebrities put on their accounts saying like Kevin Hart for real because that's the real Kevin Hart account. But I wanted to incorporate that into also do my catchphrase. So I went with Vincent Garcia for reals because like Vincent Garcia, looking at Vincent Garcia for reals. But at the same time, you know it's the real thing because for reals, like, you guys get it.
I thought he was funny. Yeah, I thought it was cool, and I think he'll do good as a YouTuber.
My reaction to your YouTube videos is they are very funny, and I think you should keep doing them. You know, they're pretty cool, very interesting, and it's always something different. So I think that's really cool.
I put myself as 4 different scenarios as myself, and I was just goofing around and having a lot of fun with it, and I can't wait to do more of it in the future. Unfortunately, I had to stop doing the for real segment with Super Orange, Vincent Mario, and Vinny Angelo for a while because my senior year was hectic. It was crazy. I was always busy, so I didn't really have time to make those videos anymore, but eventually I made some more videos along the way, and I would never stop my passion for making videos on YouTube.
With a chaotic sophomore year and a great junior year, it was now time to shine with the rest of the class of 2016.
Going into senior year, my final year of school whatsoever, I knew for a fact it was going to be the most toughest and challenging year yet.
Now check this out real quick. Sophomore year, yay, school year's over, drew everything away. Junior year, yay, school year's over, summer, drew everything away. Senior year, everything's still there. Everything's still there. Yeah, I haven't cleaned it out. It's been a couple months ever since I graduated.
But with senior year finally being here, of course, I had to get my senior pictures taken. So my mother called up Samantha Gills, and we went from there. I had a idea for my senior pictures, and that idea was to do something that no one's ever done before. And I thought, what if I take my pictures in a bright orange suit? Like, I think that would be hilarious, and that would be so memorable in my life and at Madera South. I wanted to show a different side of the orange man, so I was like, what if I get the orange suit, and what if I cut my hair? Like, you always see me with long hair, so what if I cut my hair to short hair for like a new beginning? Because you always hear people say, I kind of want to look different for senior year. So that was my way of looking different, because all my life I always had long hair. So what if I cut my hair and wear an orange suit? I think that would be one of the nicest, funniest, memorable pictures in Madera South yearbook history.
I thought it was great, and to this day it's definitely one of my favorite guy senior sessions. It's just so unique, and when he told me why he wanted to wear the orange suit and the importance of wearing orange and everything like that, I thought it was really great.
When my senior pictures came in, of course I was excited. I was going around showing all my friends like, hey guys, look at my senior picture.
Well, number one is the color orange will forever be embedded in my mind because anytime I see orange, I'll think of Vincent. I think one of my best memories is seeing him in his orange suit, but I think when he got his hair cut, because I think it really transformed him.
How did you first meet Vince?
When he showed up in class, and he was all decked out in orange every single day. And then my favorite was the mock interview, and he came in orange from head to toe. Best ice cream suit I've ever seen.
I got to wear the orange suit for my senior pictures and again for the mock interview, which basically the mock interview is aka OE2, and that was a big project at our school where we had to put together a portfolio and go through a real life job interview, and that was one of the biggest projects in our senior year. And when a lot of people saw me with my orange suit. That was trending all over the school. Like, hey, did you see the orange guy wears an orange suit? Like, oh my gosh, that's such a nice suit and everything. And the guy that interviewed me really got a kick out of it. He really got a kick out of my orange suit. I told him the story behind it. I told him how much I wanted to be a wrestler. Even though my portfolio was kind of messed up, okay, it was a lot messed up, he passed me with a passing grade, and I can't remember his name, but he knows who I am. And if I could see him again, I don't know, like, hey, you interviewed me, how you been? We had to work on that project the following weeks of our English class. We had to put together a portfolio with letters of recommendations, resumes, applications, cover letters. It was a whole big project. We took like a month or two just working on it throughout our English class, and it was one of the biggest and highest grades we got.
With a bright orange suit, and nervous as I was, I still managed to prove the doubters wrong once more.
The classes I took through all my years at Madera South and school in general were pretty tough, pretty challenging. Like, don't get me wrong, the teachers there were great. They were phenomenal. They were one of the best teachers I've ever had at Madera South. And I've gotten close with a lot of them. I didn't even call them my teacher. I would call them my friend, because I've gotten close with a lot of teachers. Like, there were some teachers I didn't even have class for, and I was friends with them, and I thought that was really cool.
How did Vincent become your TA?
Oh, he just came and asked, and I was more than happy to take him as my TA because I know he's so capable and would work hard, and he's eager to do well and to please, and that's a great asset to have in life. And so as soon as he asked me if he could be my TA, I didn't even hesitate. I knew I wanted him as a TA.
For any current Madera South students watching this right now, I want to say this real quick. These teachers right here, these teachers, the staff, one of the best teachers in all of Madera. Like, for any students that are watching right now that's currently going to Madera South, for the love of God, respect your teachers, respect your staff, because it's amazing what they do for us. And I just love every single one of them. So for all your current students watching, respect your teachers.
I mean, sure, there were some times I had some ups and downs with some teachers. We had our good times, we had our bad times, but I want to take this time in the documentary to thank every single teacher at Madera South, every single teacher I had before Madera South, and every teacher I'm going to have after Madera South too as well. The teachers at Madera South, they really cared about our education. They really wanted us to succeed in our future. Like, I remember, like, a teacher coming up to me, she was like, what are you going to do with your life? And I was like, I want to be a professional wrestler. And she was like, you're not going to college, you're not doing this. Like, the reason, she was lecturing me, but looking back, I get why she did that, because she just wants what's best for me. She wants me to achieve. She's worried that maybe wrestling school won't work out, and I'm not going to college. Like, what if it doesn't work out? The teachers at Madera South want us to succeed, and that's what mattered the most. They really cared about their students, and I really appreciated that from them, and I think we all do. When I wasn't in class, I was most likely doing stuff for leadership. And me being in leadership and being a senior in my last year in high school, of course I'm going to be super involved. And one of the things I did was the homecoming float. And I was asked to do the homecoming float my junior year, but I turned them down because I didn't feel like doing it. And I went to homecoming that year, and I was like, I should have been a part of that float. So I promised myself, some way, somehow, I'm going to be a part of the senior float. So when senior year came, and the theme was video games, the seniors picked Donkey Kong. And I told the class president around the time, I was like, hey, is it cool if I have a little pantry? Like, my Vincent Mario character on my YouTube channel, is it cool if I incorporate that with the float? Like, you already have a Mario, that would be cool if you had Orange Mario, Vincent Mario on the homecoming float. So I think it would be cool if they incorporated that as a little parody character, and I think people would get a kick out of it. And the class president was like, it's fine, go ahead. And oh my gosh, it was a really cool time on the homecoming float. Like, I remember just telling the president, like, oh my gosh, that was so much fun, thank you for letting me do that. And she was like, no problem, dude. I was super involved. I tried to get as much involved as possible my senior year. I went to football games, and one of the football games, I was actually part of a picture that went viral all over the school, and I thought that was awesome. And another event I went to with a couple of my friends, it was like a little carnival for kids. We called it Boo Fest, and me and my friends went, and we had a great time with little kids. And I was dressed up as Fred Flintstone, and my friends dressed up as other characters. It was a great Halloween carnival we put on for the little kids. But one of my top and main priorities at Madera South had to be my leadership. I was involved in the leadership program, and that was one of my top main priorities there. Leadership, we of course performed our rallies. We set up 4 rallies. We set up the night before the rally. But it wasn't just performing our rallies. It was about planning out events for school, in our committees and missions. But when there was no events going on, our activities director, Julie Larrabee, liked to call that our breathing weeks, which meant like we could breathe, let's have some fun. She would give us some life lessons. Like, it was a lot of fun. Like, she gave us some very creative, unique lessons. And there was one time in the leadership room where I will never forget, and it was probably going to be memorable in all of our hearts. And that is when Miss Larrabee had us go on a scavenger hunt. And on that, we were like, alright, let's go on a scavenger hunt. We thought it was just like whatever. And then like everywhere we find a clue, and every time we would go to the location where the clue is, there was a letter. And also, once we have all the letters together, we had to spell out a sentence. It was put into 3 groups. And my group had belly will grow. And all of us were like, she's pregnant. She's pregnant.
You guys, what does it say?
Belly will grow.
Yeah! Belly will grow!
Are you pregnant?
Are you pregnant? Hey!
Thank you, thank you, thank you guys, thank you. Solve your puzzle, thank you, thank you.
I really enjoyed being a part of leadership, and I was also liking another class I had my senior year, and it was a class that me and Isaiah Tucker actually took together, and that class actually connected our bond even more, and that class happened to be our drama class with Miss Ginger Landermere.
Vincent, as a big bad orange senior, was in my drama 1 class this year.
In drama class, we did skits, we did lip syncs, but the one memory I really enjoy in drama class was when me, Isaiah Tucker, and our good friend Ricardo made a commercial for a drama project we had to do.
Favorite memories?
Oh, there are many. Vincent is very outgoing. He's really colorful. He's really creative. So it's hard to miss. There were many, many times in Drama 1 that he stood up and did a great job. He was great when he was partnered up with Isaiah Tucker.
My best memories and favorite memories, I would say, is when we're doing videos together. Those are like my best memories because we could just act ourselves, and I think acting ourselves is really awesome.
A really dynamic kid. I wish he'd been in drama all through high school.
I gotta say, both of them did a tremendous job doing it, and we were just goofing around. We had this commercial called the Human Phone, where it's like it's a human, it's a phone, and we had the silly catchphrase, once you buy them, you could try them. We were just messing around and goofing out, but we had a lot of fun and working together, and a lot of fun doing it.
Call me Tucker.
Hey, Tucker, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? I had a lot of great moments of leadership as well as drama because both Ginger Landermere and Julie Larrabee both wanted the best for me. They both supported me in whatever I was doing in my life or whatever I was planning on doing. They both wanted me to succeed in my goal, and I just really appreciated that from them, and I really enjoyed their classes. If I could go back in time, for sure, I would take leadership and drama all 4 years of high school.
wish him well as he goes off to college. I pray that he'll increase his palette as he gets older and not only wear orange. Orange is not a great color when you have olive complexion. So you might want to look at blues, greens, things like that.
No matter how busy I was, whether it was with leadership or anything whatsoever, I always made time for my friends.
No matter how busy I was or how crazy things got, I always made time for my friends, no matter what it was. Whether I was hanging out with them at lunch or whether we had a class together, I always made time for my friends whatsoever.
We were close. Like, he knows a lot about me that a lot of people don't know, and I know a lot about him that a lot of people don't know.
We're like really close. We became best friends, like I said.
We're like brothers. We had our times where we fought like we had our times where we fought like men, but at the end, we stood by each other, no matter what.
We're pretty close. I mean, I trust him with a lot of things. He seems to trust me too. I mean, let's be honest, and he knows this, if I weren't his friend, I don't know where he'd be right now. He'd probably be like still jumping in trash cans. I don't know, but we're pretty close. I'm glad he's my friend.
Yeah, I feel like Vince has really grown in his relationship with God. I really feel that we have a good camaraderie, good fellowship, because he's willing to spend time coming to church and just being able to talk to him and encourage him. And he encourages me too. We pray for each other as we're driving to church, and we encourage each other. And anytime he has a question, I like to answer it for him. We can keep in contact, and he's a great guy. Good relationship. Great relationship.
I believe we're really close. Like, yeah, we're really close.
My time in Madera South, the thing that really meant the most to me was my friends. It was the people. I've come to know a lot of great individuals throughout my years. And no matter where we go, their memories will always live in my heart.
Hit the dam.
There was this one week in leadership where Miss Julie Larrabee was telling the class about the 6th grade camp trip, and we could go and be cabin leaders to look 6th graders. And I thought, hey, I'm gonna sign my name up. I want to go to this. And she said, okay, you're gonna be gone for a whole week. Like, sweet, this is like a little vacation. So I was like, all right, what school are we getting? And she was like, Parkwood. I'm like, sweet. I was able to go with a couple of close friends of mine, and like, we had a great connection with the kids. The kids really looked up to us. We were like their role models.
Calvin Crest, man, that was something right there. That was actually something. We actually had some pretty good damn memories.
I would have to say when we went to Calvin Crest, junior year last year, me and Vincent went to Calvin Crest trip.
Yeah, that was like one of my favorite memories with him.
I was surprised when he first told me about having to take care of kids camping, but I'm really glad I took the opportunity because I never went camping myself when I was in 6th grade, so the opportunity to go camping, not just by myself, but with friends I know and kids to take care of.
We had a lot of kids. Like Vincent, he bonded with the kids a lot, especially because of his humor, just his orange shirt. They all knew him as like the orange guy. It was just fun because we also had time to like chill to ourselves and talk to ourselves. And it was like a good bonding process.
Oh man, I swear to God, all the kids did not respect Vincent for. I came in soldado mode and said, "Turn hut, little."
Maple, line of formation, move. Smallest to biggest. I repeat, smallest to biggest. Who is the best? Johnny, when you were done, you will let me see the phone so I can take pictures of my camera. Do you understand? What do you think you are trying to give me orders here?
Man, they followed right away really good. Man, they didn't even they just ignored Vincent. They're like, man, you ain't cool like Johnny. They pretty much loved me. If you don't believe me, ask Vincent at the end of the video. Leave him some questions or comments or whatever crap.
It was a great learning process and a great experience we had with those kids, and a great learning process for those kids as well. and it was like a great adventure. It was a journey. It was a fun week for us cabin leaders and for those kids as well. We got to go on different classes with them and with the outdoor school, and plus there was a lot of times where it was just us guys, us cabin leaders, and man, we messed around a lot. We were just guys, we were just goofing off.
Our connection with the kids, well, I like to put it how our connections were like really close, where they can say anything to us and we can help them out. And the best way I could explain that is being the last day, or I think it was, where we tricked them into something attacking us.
We actually pulled a prank on them. Basically, we went into a cabin that wasn't used, and we started banging on the window. And we were like, help, help, somebody help us. And we locked the door so they couldn't get in. And we just pulled a prank on them, and it was a good bonding process because the kids got a kick out of it. They're like, "Come on, dude, don't scare us like that." And they didn't get mad or anything. We were just all laughing about it.
We pretended we were getting attacked, but we didn't.
So the kids ran so fast to try to save us. It was so hilarious. But the thing is, also having that bond to trick and also make fun of it was the best thing we could ever have.
When I went camping with a couple friends of mine, they actually sent us thank you notes, and here's a few I got. I know what you guys are thinking, it's only 2, but we only had 5 people per cabin, and it looks like 2 of them really appreciated me that much.
Calvin Crest, best place I could ever gone to. I enjoyed my experience. I hope I can see those kids again one day. And I just want to say I miss them.
We all agreed if we could do it again, we would. So I did. My senior year, I was asked to do it again. So I thought, hey, why not?
This year he was a cabin leader by, we did interviews, and he did very well on an interview, and so he was one of our top picks. Last year it was just kind of thrown together, and it was kind of unique. He was the only cabin leader that was around for 2 years.
Well, being a cabin leader in general was very exciting. It was a good chance for us to show our leadership skills. Well, being alongside Vincent was very fun. He was very energetic. And I guess he was really fun and good to work with, and it made my job even much easier.
I was able to go again for the second time in a row. I was able to go again for the second year in a row. I was the only cabin leader to go twice, and I was really pumped. I really got a kick out of it the first year. So when I was able to go the second year, I already knew what to expect, but I knew I was in for another great experience there. I got to go with a whole set of different new people. I got to become closer with individuals I never really talked to, and then we bonded there at the cabin leaders. We bonded at camp, and there's one memory I will not forget there, and it has to be one of the most embarrassing moments of my life.
Well, my favorite part about camp was when we went rock climbing, and we were in charge of pulling the kids with the rope, and there was a time when Vincent wasn't paying attention, and so he let the rope go, and the kid fell off the rock climbing wall, and then he ended up grabbing the rope just in time before the kid fell, and it was pretty funny.
That's funny. Okay, I know that kid's watching right now. I want to say, little buddy, I am so sorry for that. I still feel bad for that. But you gotta admit, that was funny. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
What was your guys' connection with the kids?
Well, our connection, I felt like we were it was a fun connection with the kids. I was they felt comfortable around us because we were we did some pretty dumb things there, and then I guess the kids really liked it. I guess the kids were the kids are very immature, just like how we were, I could say. So I guess the kids liked that, and that's how we connected with them, through immature.
Gotcha.
Vincent had a great relationship with the cabin leaders. The kids really enjoyed having him. He's always in orange, so it sounds like they came up with a nickname for him, and they just call him Orange now. So, but I had a great time with the kids, and the kids had a great time with him.
We got along with the teachers. We got along with the kids. We were just respectful young adults wanting to be role models and wanting to be leaders for the little kids. And I gotta say, Calvin Crest was a great experience. Me and the other cabin leaders from both years will never ever forget. I personally kept in contact with Parkwood. They keep calling me back for events. They even had a kendama competition, and they asked me to be a judge, and I was like, why not? Sure, I would love to be a judge. Also, I went to volunteer as well as other leadership students for a elementary school track meet, and I personally picked Parkwood to volunteer for it, and they just loved those little kids, the teachers, even the principal loved seeing me again. They just loved me. I see those kids every now and then. Sometimes I could be walking to the store, and they could be walking home from school, be like, hey, how you guys been? Like, how's school and everything? Like, how you guys been and everything? Like, when we brought Sally Take on a Challenge to their middle school, a lot of the little kids recognized me, and they remembered me, like, hey, it's Vincent, look. And I was like, how you guys doing? Like, the kids really look up to me, and I just want to wish them the best in their dreams and their successes in their future.
With a couple months left of school left, I try to get as much involved as possible. I performed at rallies along with leadership. I donated blood. I performed in powder puff cheerleading and went to grand night with a couple friends of mine. But there's one memory that I really cherish a lot, and that's going to my high school prom.
I had a few months left of high school whatsoever. I only had like 2 to 3 months left, so I tried to get as much involved as possible. I donated blood. I did powder puff cheerleading. I went to grand night with a lot of close friends of mine, and most of them being Chaotic Revolution members. But there's one memory that I cannot forget, and that is going to my high school prom. Me and my friend Angelica were really great friends. We met in the beginning of my senior year, and we became great friends. We spent Halloween together. We spent New Year's together. She hanged out at my house. I hanged out at her house. So when prom season came, I was like, everyone's getting their dates, and I'm like, I'm gonna ask Angelica. Like, me and her are great friends. Like, I'm gonna ask Angelica. Like, okay, here's what happened. Last day to buy tickets was on Friday, and on that week where I wanted to ask her, I was like, crap, it's Wednesday. Last day to buy tickets is Friday. Like, I need to ask her quick. And I was in my room. Like, alright, how am I going to ask her? I'm like, alright, screw it, I'm just going to ask her right now on the phone. I thought to myself, wait, on the phone? And I was like, screw it, I'm just going to do it right now. I called her the first time. I'll never forget this. The first time I called her, she hung up. Second time I called her, she hung up. Third time I called her, she answered, and she was like, hey, bro, I can't talk right now. I'm babysitting. I'll call you back later. I was like, alright. But in my head, I'm like, come on. And she was like, alright, bye. And I was like, wait. And she was like, what? What's wrong? I was like, I need to tell you this right now. Because if I don't tell you this right now, like, I just need to tell you this right now. I need to ask you this question right now. And she was like, what is it? And I was like, Angelica, will you go to prom with me? And she was like, oh yeah, I would love to go with you. And I was like, yes. I was so happy at that moment. And of course, I asked her on the phone. So I was like, I kept telling her throughout our hangouts, I was like, Angelica, I'm going to ask you in a cute way, like it should be done. I'm not going to tell you when. I'm not going to tell you how, because I don't even know. So, like, what I kind of do now, like, I was about to tell her what I was going to do. And I was like, nah, I can't. I want to surprise her. She was like, all right. Like, I'm going to forget. I was like, I hope you do, because I want to surprise you. So, the following Monday, I saw this thing on Pinterest, and it said, I finally got the balls to ask you to prom. And I was like, that would be a funny way to ask her to prom, because throughout high school, like, I had people tell me I got no, yeah. And I thought that would be hilarious if I do that for a promposal. So I asked my friend, like, hey bro, can you make this poster for me? And she looked at it, and she was like, Vincent, are you serious? I was like, yeah, come on. And I did not think she was going to make it that quick. I thought she was going to make it. I was going to ask her the next day. And since she made it hecka quick, I was like, screw it, I'm going to do it right now. So I grabbed these two ginormous balls from the back room of the leadership room, and I called her up. I was like, hey, where you at? And she was like, I'm just hanging out. What's up? I'm like, hey, I need to talk to you. Like, I was serious. Like, I was acting like there was something wrong with me. And she was worried. She was like, all right, where you at? And I was like, I'm in the leadership room. Just come over here. I need you. And she was like, all right, I'm on my way. And I hung up. I was like, ha! She fell for it. She's on her way. And when she walked in, she had no idea what to expect. And she was like, what's going on? She looked at me, and she read the poster. She started laughing, and of course, she said yes. I really enjoyed the fact how she wanted to wear orange just for me, and I thought, oh, this is too good to be true. This is so awesome. So the least I could do for her was cut my hair. Well, obviously I grew it back, but I cut my hair just for her and just for prom.
I thought that she was like really pretty. I didn't expect that for him, you know, because like it was cute because she was wearing orange just for him.
Well, that was fantastic, and she was even wearing an orange bow, or like an orange flower in her hair, and he was so excited. They just looked really good.
You guys looked very good. I wanted to dance with you guys, but I didn't get to, so that's a little sad, but I'm glad we all had fun.
They went out to eat, they went out to have some dance, they all dressed in orange and black, and it was pretty awesome.
I remember coming home from prom, and I was just in my room, and I was just thankful for the Lord. I was thanking the Lord so much when I came home from prom, and I was so grateful for how my life was going. I was grateful for that night, I was grateful for her, and I was just so blessed.
Prom was an awesome night and will forever live in my heart. But there's one final chapter of this incredible journey, and that is my high school graduation.
I almost didn't graduate. Straight up, I almost didn't graduate. I kept hiding notices in the mail from my dad. Sorry, Pops. And I was in a meeting with my case carrier, Miss Moreno, and she said, you need to pass with all C's because you need to have this GPA. If you don't have that GPA, you can't graduate. And for you to have that GPA, you need to have all C's. I forgot what number it was. I think it was 3.5. And she said, I need to pass with that or else I can't graduate. So I remember I told myself, like, all right, I need to push myself to the limit. It's all or nothing right now. I spend nights doing extra credit, homework, late assignments. I'll never forget my friend Brianne actually calling me. She was like, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm just doing homework. She was like, what? You're doing homework? Because I never did my homework. I've never done my homework in high school. And she was in shock. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to graduate, bro. And she was like, you want me to let you go? And I was like, no. And she was like, she let me go. My friends Michelle and Jerry really helped me out a lot with the flashcards. The extra credit flashcards, those were extra credit. Like, oh my gosh, there were so many points. And they helped me out a lot with it. They set up like really late just for me. They were helping out with me with it. And I remember, I will never forget this. I remember taking the final for economics, and luckily it was, you could use your flashcards. Like, alright, so I tried my very best on it, and I passed with a C. For other people, they think to themselves, oh, I could have done better, but for me, I needed that C. So when I passed with a C, I was like, yes, I was celebrating, I was jumping, I was going crazy. I was telling my friends, like, yes. So I worked my very hardest to get my grades up, and I remember this. I will never forget this. I was chilling at my friend's house, chilling at Danyell's house, and all of a sudden I'm just on my phone checking my grades. I'm pretty hesitant about it, and then like I'm looking at my phone for a good old 30 to 45 seconds, and she was like, you okay there? And I looked at her, I was like, Danyell, I'm gonna graduate. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I got everything, I got all my classes above C's. Like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna graduate. Like, it was so real, like, I could not believe it. Like, I was gonna walk that stage, like, it was, words can't describe how much that moment felt, knowing that I was gonna graduate. So we had graduation practice in the morning, the day of graduation, and then of course we went home because all of our families wanted to celebrate. And my family personally, they all wanted to wear orange just for me. and all of them came to my graduation all wearing orange, and my friends were telling me, hey, was that your family all wearing orange? I'm like, yep. And I love my family for that. That was so awesome of them. And also, my dad's friend Paul, he actually got me a John Cena graduation orange cake. He got me an orange John Cena cake, and I thought that was really nice of him. Up to this day, I'm really thankful for that. I thought that was really cool of him. It was a pretty emotional event, graduation was. My leadership days were over. My hosting days were gone for now. And just like, it was all coming to an end. And like, these last few years here have been so memorable, and to see it all end was very emotional, to say the least. When I was sitting there, I was looking around, and usually at big events like that, I'd always think to myself, like, hey, I can't wait to talk to my friends about this first period or the next day on Monday. And right there, I realized, like, dang, like, that's not gonna happen. We're not going to class on Monday, and like, it's over. Words can't describe graduation. Of course, I took pictures with my friends and my family, and all of us realized, like, that was it. These years of high school have now concluded, and I gotta say, they were awesome. My friends and I, we just really realized, like, it's over. It really hit us the day of graduation when we realized we're not going to school on Monday. This is it. That was the last time all of us are going to be together. And it was pretty incredible. It was a pretty surreal moment. All the moments we shared together, all the memories we had at that school were now officially completed.
Well, for Vincent, the sky's the limit. He can go to school, he can go to the JC here in Madera. I met his parents, his grandpa, and I met his dad. Wonderful family. I think that he can, whatever he wants to do, he put his mind to it. What he puts his mind to, he could do. I want to encourage him to get a part-time job and continue on his education and let God lead him, because there's all kinds of opportunities for him. He's a brilliant young man, fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to seeing great things that he's going to do here in Madera and throughout California and throughout the world.
I hope he continues to stay the same. You know, I love the fact that he chose the whole thing about wearing orange for the last couple of years, and he's committed to that, and he's made it a part of who he is, and it just kind of shows his overall personality and enthusiasm for life and being a part of something and standing out. And I think that that's real special, to want to stand out and be something special. So I hope he continues to pursue those things. Don't give up on his dreams. Continue to be that personality, and try to be involved in organizations and things that will let him shine and be that kind of influence on our community.
Vincent, congratulations on graduating, man. I hope you go far, and that's all I gotta say to you, man.
I really hope you do great in the future. Never doubt it.
Remember us.
Love us. Now, just remember that even if you're not in school with us anymore, you'll still see a lot of us in the future. Just remember that and have us to heart, and you'll always have that memory of us with you.
I think for him just to keep up his motto and his fearlessness, and to really take the world by storm and do something that he may not normally would want to do, and it might bring out a whole new side of him, and just know that anything is possible if you put your heart and mind to it.
Go for the stars, man. Go for the stars. I look forward to seeing you someday. I know you're going to be famous.
Good luck in life, man. Pull whatever you have to pull, Just keep going, and, like, no matter what, there's always going to be negativity. Just ignore that. You just keep, fix your mistakes. Don't listen to those haters, because, there's always haters. Just keep going.
Vincent, stay loving orange. That's a cool color. Stay wacky. Don't let anyone put you down. I'm planning to come up there one day. Hopefully we'll cross paths, so I'll see you on the other side.
I wish you the best, bro. And whatever you want to do, go for it. And I believe when I say I never doubt it, mean it, dude, because I believe in what you do. And wearing orange and proving something means a lot to a lot of people. It meant a lot to me and meant a lot to other people as well. I'm happy I met you. I wish you the best in life. And when you see me, I'm old as just make sure like, hey Jerry, hit me up. You're probably gonna notice me because I'm fat. Disgusting.
Good luck in your endeavors. Vincent, I'm gonna miss you like crazy, even though I'm not in leadership anymore, so but I'm gonna miss you like crazy, and you're gonna go far, kid, because of how awesome you are. Everyone's gonna know you as the Orange Man. You're gonna go around, there's the Orange Man, there's the Orange Man. I can just see billboards already up there. Orange Man. Good luck.
I know there's a lot of people that give Vincent. There's a lot of people dogging down on Vincent for what he does and for who he is. But I just want to say, don't let those people bring you down. There's going to be tons of people in the world that are going to say, you can't do this, and you're not this, and you're not going to be able to grow up and be this. But no matter what they say, you go and get your stuff. Like, you be who you are. Don't be who society and other people want you to be. Who you're going to be is who you want to be. If other people are dogging down on you for that, then they don't want to be anybody better. Besides just an insult to little.
Go after what you want, go after your dreams, work hard, don't let anybody tell you you don't deserve it or you can't do it, because you know you got what it takes. So just go for your dreams, don't let anybody stop you.
Don't stop being a child. I know you've been going through that for a very long time, so people tell you to grow up, don't, because you're awesome.
Good luck, and I hope you can become a wrestler.
Vincent, you are the most craziest guys I've ever known. You wear orange every day, so I don't give a damn, because you do you, man. You be you and never stop believing in yourself.
Vincent, you already know this. You're a great friend. You're awesome, and you're always trying to cheer everyone up. Just keep doing what you're doing. Go on to wrestling school, YouTube, whatever you want to do, and just last words of advice, don't screw up.
Just go for whatever you're after. Don't give up. Don't let people tell you that it can't be done, because I'm sure you've already had that done and you've already proved people wrong. So strive for anything you want.
Good luck in life.
Vincent, you're gonna do good in life. Never doubt it.
Keep being yourself, you know, keep having all those good positive vibes, and you know, I'll always support you, and thank you for being such an amazing human, and keep staying rad.
Good luck, Vincent, in your future. Just show the passion that you brought into Madera South, show that into the real life, and never change who you are.
I really hope you have a nice life, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see me again, but I hope so. I hope we meet each other in the future. Dabble.
From the moment I walked into this school, I didn't know anyone or anything, but sooner than later, I met some amazing friends. I made positive impacts on people by wearing a simple color every day to legit prove I'm the same guy since day one. From making videos with chaotic friends, from all the way to starting the revolution. Whether it was becoming a leader with some master mic skills, or a journey I spent as a role model to the younger generation. From telling everyone to never doubt it, to a night that was one to remember. From being embarrassed on April Fools, to making a human that was also a phone. From capturing moments with friends, to making them last for eternity. To an election that resulted into respect, to wearing a suit showing my true colors. To every teacher who supported me, to the friends who stood by me. To every memory I had in class, to every hangout we had at lunch. To the ones who believed in me, and to the ones who always doubted me. To my closest friends, and to all my staff. To all the great memories I had whatsoever, there's only one last thing to do, and that is say, thank you.
This has been 3 to 4 years I will never, ever forget.